and welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every single day. If you're looking for daily short tarot readings, check out my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube shorts. If you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. Let's find out what the circle needs to know today. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Tower. We have the 1111 card, the Four of Wands. 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. With the 10 of Swords being on the bottom of the deck, and being that it's a 10 card, 10s have to do with closing out of karmic cycles, new beginnings, endings, and abundance. Now, since this is the 10 of Swords, which has to do with betrayal and pain and sadness, things lasting way past the expiration date, something that should have ended a long time ago. What I'm seeing here is that some of you are still very much struggling with overgiving when it comes to relationships, not even just romantic ones, relationships in general. I'm hearing that you're getting closer, but you haven't quite kicked the whole idea of external validation when it comes to relationships and your self-worth when it comes to relationships. Because we have the 9 before it comes to the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is all about happiness, fulfillment, reciprocity, balance in relationships. Whereas the 9 of Cups is things being good, but maybe they could be better. Maybe kind of staying a little bit stagnant. Maybe things are good, but they're not great. Maybe accepting less than you deserve or settling. We have the Queen of Cups on the table, which is not the King. So the Queen, although she's very nurturing, loving, and caring, the Queen of Cups has a tendency to allow her emotions to rule her decision making sometimes, or allow her emotions to get the best of her. Now, what I'm seeing is that some of you are still allowing other people to determine your self-worth. Now, what you have to keep in mind is sometimes that is accurate in the sense that everyone is going to value you and every other thing that's in their life differently from everybody else. What we put in terms of a number on somebody or on an item is not its actual energetic worth. You have to remember that money is a construct created by society. Money is an energy that is unbiased. So the determining factor of your worth does sometimes come down to whatever somebody else determines your worth is, and then you putting up with that. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. Ultimately, the deciding factor of your self-worth is you and what you prioritize with yourself, what you do and you don't prioritize, what you do and you don't choose to put up with. Allowing other people to determine your worth by putting up with their dumb BS is allowing other people to determine what your self-worth is. This is not their job. Also, you need to get to a point where your confidence is strong enough to be able to determine your own worth without needing, expecting, or desiring external validation from others. And what I'm seeing is that you've been working hard on this, but there's still some changes here that need to be made. There's still some mindsets and things that maybe need to change. For some of you, I'm very much picking up on that you do this in your business relationships, which is interesting because the Three of Cups is not typically directly a business card. But for some of you, I'm very much picking up on that you're actually struggling with this self-worth in your business and or it's trickling into other areas of your life. Regardless of where you're struggling with this, I am seeing that you're going to be going through a spiritual awakening. You are going to be stepping onto the right path as you make these changes with the Four of Wands and the 1111 cards. The 1111 card also means that there's going to be more union between friends and family. There's going to be more celebrations, more happiness, more alignment, more abundance. It is the card that's saying you're on the right path. So for those of you who still sort of feel in the weeds with this, it's not that you're not making progress, but some of you still have mindsets and things that are sabotaging you deep down in your subconscious. So what I would recommend is that you pay more attention and be observant of your thoughts and feelings, who you are allowing to influence you in your life and why, and start working towards you being the deciding factor. It doesn't mean that you have to put up walls in terms of you have to pretend like these things don't exist or that the nasty things people say to you don't influence you. It's more of that you have to sort of have this mentality of and this attitude of, thank you for sharing, but I'm going to do this instead. Don't let other people determine your value by you deciding that you're going to settle for dumb behavior or less than behavior. Don't allow your emotions to be determined by other people. If you focus more on building your own self-confidence, being there for yourself, and really building a solid foundation where you know that no matter what, you can rely on you, then a lot of this other stuff with other people is going to go away because you're not going to need it anymore and it's not going to benefit you, and you're going to recognize the behavior a lot more quickly. So for some of you that are still sort of struggling with this idea of self-worth, focus on trying to build your confidence. Now, that's going to look different to different people. For some people, it means that you need to have a better self-care routine. You need to make sure that you are prioritizing things like getting your hair done or getting your nails done if that feels good to you, or buying a new pair of pants, whatever it is, changing your diet, maybe exercise a little bit more. For others of you, that might look different than that, and that's okay. But you need to figure out how to find your self-confidence without connecting your self-confidence to external validation from other people. That is the key here, and that is the part that gets a little tricky. Because oftentimes if you especially are an overgiver, you have a tendency to think that by overgiving it provides more value to you and the other person, but that's actually not the case. You are doing yourself and the other person a disservice by overgiving, by not drawing healthy boundaries, by hand-holding or taking on the responsibility of other people. It's not actually benefiting them because it's forcing them to not have to grow, and it's not benefiting you because it's putting you and your energy out of balance. So try to focus on your self-confidence. Try to figure out where you may be being influenced by other people, where you're tying your self-worth to external validation or to material items. Your self-worth is not determined by things like where you stand in your career, how much money or assets you have, how expensive your shoes are, how fancy of a house you live in, how fancy of a car you drive. Those things do not determine your self-worth. It does not determine your energetic value. Get to the root and the heart of self-worth and value by determining what values you prioritize, what things about you and about other relationships that you're in you prioritize. And you'll start being able to recognize where this stuff is seeping in. Your affirmation for this reading is, I am and have always been enough. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.